We've looked at how an action potential is generated in the membrane of the neuron. But what happens when the signal makes it all the way down the axon? How does this signal get passed from neuron to neuron? Let's dig deeper into how neurons talk to one another. Remember that nerve cells communicate with each other at a junction or space between them called a synapse. When the action potential travels down the axon of one neuron, this nerve impulse needs to cross the synapse to get to the receiving cell. Let's zoom in on the synaptic cleft, the small space between the sending cell and the receiving cell. The receiving cell could be another neuron, or it could be a target cell, such as a muscle or gland. The end of the axon, called the axon terminal, contains small sacs or vesicles that contain chemical signals called neurotransmitters. Different classes of neurons contain different types of neurotransmitters. You may have heard of the neurotransmitter epinephrine, the hormone produced in response to stress, also referred to as adrenaline. It is the coordination of both electrical and chemical signals that allows you to sense, to think, and to respond. When a nerve impulse arrives at the axon terminal, it causes calcium ions to move into the cell through calcium channels, small gates in the cell membrane. The calcium allows the vesicles to fuse with the membrane and release neurotransmitters into the synaptic cleft. The neurotransmitters move across the cleft and bind to receptor proteins on the receiving cell. The receptors are specific to the type of neurotransmitter that binds to them. Once the neurotransmitters bind to the receptors, they activate specific ion channels in the cell membrane of the receiving cell, causing depolarization, and an action potential now travels down this neuron. The receiving cell has just become a sending cell. When the signal passes to a muscle or gland, the synapse is referred to as a neuromuscular junction. This signal moves across this junction and activates muscle cells to generate contraction. The amazing coordination of neurons communicating with each other is how our bodies sense and react to stimuli. Right at this very moment, signals are racing around your body, processing information. These electrical and chemical signals allow you to take in information from our world, make decisions, and live life to its fullest.